Hi, I'm Steve Sample with Bama Talk. Don't miss a single episode of Bama Talk Show, available now on iTunes, Stitcher, or your favorite podcast app, and on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
This is the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Friday, June the 28th. I'm James Spann. Looks like an active weather day today. Maybe some severe storms in here this afternoon, so a lot to talk about. Let's get in there and do it. We'll start with some Skycam shots. These were captured around the network early this morning at the insane hour of 5 a.m. That's our Jasper Skycam from the King Building. That's one of our Huntsville Skycams. That's overlooking Memorial Parkway. Got a couple of brave folks out there at this hour of the day. And let's go to the Research Park Skycam up in Huntsville. And that's a nice view of the eastern sky, getting set for a pretty good sunrise. We'll see sunshine this morning, but look out for some big storms this afternoon. And boy, what an anomalous pattern for summer. Now, having an upper high is to be expected, but it's not really a flat high. It's a high amplitude type pattern, a big ridge in the west, a big trough in the east. Of course, underneath that trough, nice and cool around the Great Lakes, but underneath that ridge, it's blazing hot. Phoenix today, I do radio out there. I'm using a high of 119. That's within 2 degrees of the all-time record high for the city. Las Vegas, they'll be up there in that same zone. I mean, it's nasty. It's like sticking your head in an oven. So we can be thankful we're not going to see numbers like that. It's going to be pretty hot today, but after today, we'll see temperatures below average for a while. Now, with the boundary coming in from the north and the cooler air aloft, we've got a risk of severe weather later today. The standard slight risk over most all of Alabama, except for Mobile and Baldwin counties, and that stretches up the eastern seaboard. The higher probabilities are over the central counties of Mississippi and Alabama. And really, but for the whole state, these storms later today could clearly produce strong straight-line winds. That'll be the biggest issue, the wet microburst type stuff. Might be a little small hail involved, but tornadoes not expected. The shear values are very low. This is the morning look at the MCS northwest of the state, the mesoscale convective system. Severe storms approaching Memphis, about 5:15. And those could fizzle out, but new storms will form on the outflow of those storms, and those are the ones we'll have to watch later today. Tomorrow, no formal risk, just a few 5% pockets around the nation, pretty much the same thing on Sunday. This is the rain for the next 5 days. Big rains up and down the eastern seaboard in advance of the trough, and around here, I think the showers will thin out a good bit this weekend, but they'll probably increase a little bit next week as moisture comes back. Tropical weather, nice and quiet. If you got a trip to the beach for the 4th of July, don't expect any tropical storm issues, although no doubt you'll be dealing with some rain at times down there next week as deep tropical moisture will be moving into the central Gulf Coast region, but there'll be some sunshine too. All right, model fans, let's check the GFS. This is the OZ run, valid at 1 o'clock local time this afternoon. Big-time nasty heat over the southwest. Nice cool trough over the east. And down below that, there's the synoptic scale. Got a 996 millibar low on the New York-Vermont border with a trailing boundary down toward Nashville and Little Rock. And let's go to the high-res NAM, as we always do in summer. This is valid at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And there's your big batch of storms. The model is suggesting it will be involved over the Tennessee Valley at that point. And then by 7 o'clock this evening, the storms are dropping south around the Interstate 20 corridor. But clearly, we'll have that window open this afternoon and early tonight for storms that could produce, all summer storms produce an incredible amount of lightning. But the potential for strong, maybe damaging straight-line winds that could knock down trees and power lines in spots, and also some hail. So we'll keep an eye on that. And before the storms arrive, it'll be pretty hot. We'll be up there in the low, maybe even mid-90s by early afternoon. But tomorrow, the air should be a little drier. Now, we're not saying there's no chance of rain, but we're just saying that any showers should be very widely spaced. A pretty decent chunk of the day should be dry, the high around 90. And really the same thing on Sunday. And we start to get into cooler air. And I don't say that a lot, on the last day of June, but high temperatures will likely drop into the mid to upper 80s. The GFS is showing 87. The NAM is showing 88. So Sunday, partly sunny, comfortable, only a small chance of a shower. Now, Monday, look at this. You talk about an anomaly. This is just a big old block. I mean, you've got that nasty heat ridge in the west and a big upper low that's near Cincinnati and Indianapolis. And down below that, the moisture is really not all that deep. There could be a few scattered showers, but the screaming message is that we're going to see temperatures below average next week with highs only in the mid-80s. And for the 4th of July week, that's just downright crazy talk. So again, there could be a few widely spaced showers around. This is Tuesday, and really all next week it's going to look the same. A few scattered showers are possible. Here's Wednesday, highs only in the mid-80s, a mix of sun and clouds, a few scattered showers. Thursday, 4th of July, moisture levels are beginning to deepen a bit. You can see that deeper tropical moisture coming up from the south. This is suggesting the 4th of July could be pretty wet on the Gulf Coast and maybe wet at times up here as the moisture deepens. And then a week from today, the pattern begins to relax a little bit finally. But still, there's some energy in here, and that suggests some chance of showers and storms late next week. But that's the cool thing. We could go all next week without seeing 90, and that's just unbelievable for first week of July. We'll check the end of the forecast, July 13th. I like that. Same deal. Nasty heat in the west around Salt Lake City and Denver, 594 ring there. Nice cool trough over the east, and that would suggest temperatures below average with scattered showers and storms. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock today if we don't have severe weather in progress at that point. Of course, we'll have the latest on TV and the live stream as well. That's ABC 3340 News this evening at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.
Be sure to catch the next episode of Just Talking It Up on iTunes, Stitcher, your favorite podcast app, or on the web at bigbrainsmedia.com.
Hey, you forgot our names.
No.
You did. You forgot our names.
Don't be silly. I'm Janet, your Crash, see?
She's just like a goose. She wakes up in a new world every day.